now we have a guy that could probably get in there if you...
It's game day. The Edmonton Oilers hit the road once again. What's up, Nasties? Happy Monday. How you doing? Welcome to EST Afternoons here on Edmonton Sports Talk, presented by Play Alberta. It's Joaquin, Gage, Hernan, Salas, Zach Kubish with you on this wonderful Monday. It truly is a wonderful Monday. Lots to get to, Joaquin.
Yes, there is.
It's a slow week, Oiler-wise. Only 2 games, tomorrow and Saturday.
Wow, that's a lot of time off.
It is. Well,
Get some good practice in.
The boys need it. Yeah. Practice time's important. Nuge and Kapanen were back on the ice.
Good. About time.
Which doesn't bode well for Tomaszek.
Ooh, right.
I promise you, Joaquin and I will not go full McLaren and be DQ'd from our own show. What a story in F1, man. Unbelievable. Oilers pick up a huge win on Saturday night. I felt good all day about it. Even when it was 4-3, Joaquin, I was like, nah, Oilers got it. We'll get to all of that. Yeah, Tim Hauraney.
You got to quit saying that stuff,
though. Skinner, Alduel's Bob.
He's a better goalie, isn't he?
You know, hey, you're only as good as your last game.
That's if.
And Bobrovsky's last game, he was bold. I don't know. Where are the Nasties at? Where are you at? Caster, I see you. Triple Crown, X-Ray J, Casino Dealer J. Slam that thumbs up. Hit us up on the River Cree inbox, 780-218-9999. Also, on the Nasty Chat. You like my new sweater, Joaquin?
Oh, yeah, that is new. I can see the crease down the middle there. Yeah. Where'd you get that?
To Winners.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice. Which Winners do you go to?
Capilano.
I
went to South Common, but it was a zoo in there.
It's not nice.
It's not either.
No, it's like people go, I hate people that go into Winners and throw stuff everywhere.
Yes.
Like they treat it like it's their own closet that they don't care about at times.
Like put it back.
Just put it back.
Yeah.
Like
it's not that hard.
No.
Like it really isn't. It takes 2 seconds out of your day and you're saving so much trouble from the employees that work there, especially when it's a busy time too. I've seen it where you go to look at pants, but they're 2 inches too small on the waist or something, and they just toss them over the rack. And it's like, yeah, buddy, come on.
Like, okay, I can see if you go try it on and you leave it in there, that's kind of they're nice enough to put it back and they re-rack it for you. But when you treat places that poorly, like it's just, I don't know, because Winners is known for cheaper prices and things, but that shouldn't be treated any differently than a boutique store in my mind. Anyway.
Like you went to South Common, then you went to Capilano. It's completely different.
Oh, I've because that new one's in South Common. No, I'm thinking of the new one in Southgate. Sorry.
It's
probably the same.
I heard Southgate's like it looked like a bomb went off in there.
Oh my gosh, it's a zoo. Like the lineup goes all the way halfway point of the store.
Yeah,
you're waiting in there. I mean, they go quick, but like it's always packed there.
South Common's bad.
Really? The one at Windermere's not bad.
Yeah.
But still, you get the tossed stuff.
Yeah.
You know what's the worst, though? At grocery stores when people do that. They have the milk and they decide by the time they get to the lineup, they don't want the milk anymore, so they put it on the shelf and waste the milk.
I kind of do that. I put like briskets and real cheap stuff, so people think it's like $5 for a brisket.
Lars says Costco is an effing gong show in the clothing areas.
Oh, yeah. People don't. There's no respect in there.
But it's also the way they have it laid out. Like because you're looking and you're throwing everything.
But there's a way to do it to be a little bit considerate, I guess. But
yeah, I always think about the people working. Okay?
Yeah.
Hey, so something pretty cool happened on Friday after the show. A nasty, he'll go unnamed right now, but we're talking about Screw It, Let's Do It, and he sent me a song for the segment.
Did he?
You heard some of it.
Oh, gosh. I was in the kitchen, I think, and I heard it, and I had to come in and go, who is that?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is so good.
Coob hasn't even heard it.
You haven't even heard it yet?
Heard what?
The Screw It, Let's Do It theme song?
No. I have no clue that there's one cooked up. I know that we had to make one. Hernan was kind of humming something before the show started, so I'm excited.
We don't need one now.
So the Nasty that sent it in, we appreciate it. He went into his studios. He drummed this up all by himself. He played every instrument. He did the vocals. Good. It's so good.
Well,
I'm not just saying that too. It's like
it's good.
Handcrafted?
Handcrafted.
That's amazing.
We want to play it for all of you, but we're only going to play it if we get 100 likes. Okay. Right? Joaquin? Yeah.
Sure.
I think that's fair. If you hit the thumbs up, what do we got right now? We got 147 watching. If all of you hit it, we can listen to it in the next 5 minutes. Look at that. So it is, I like it. I don't know if you like it.
I like it.
It's catchy. A lot of work went into this. This is 2 months in the making from this guy. Okay? He really, really put a lot of work into it. So we want to play it for you. And then I already cut a little part of it just for our quick intro because we can't play the whole song.
Yeah, we can play the whole song. The problem is it's so good that I was like, oh my gosh, we can play this all the time. And then my partner here put the kibosh in that. He goes, no, we're only going to play this when we win.
When we win.
So let's hope we play it a lot. But I know, I kind of agree with you because you don't want to play this too much, even though I think you could, right? This could be, if this was on the old, the radio dial, the DJs would play this to death.
Yeah. It'd be a top on the Billboard charts right now.
Yeah. It's like Blame It on the Rain before everyone knew they weren't singing.
It's right up there with Blame It on the Rain, baby. It is right up there. So let us know if you wanna hear it. We need 100 thumbs, please.
I am the Rat King 19, who is Matthew Kachuk. Said, I'm interested. Play the song Dopes. Just work on your rehab, you jerk.
37 thumbs. We're a ways away. We might not even play it today. We might not even play. Can we get a preview? Oh, Gaster, come on.
No.
Nothing in life is free except for love and friendship. Right, Joaquin?
Your love's free? Oh, I did say my love's free.
Yeah, you said your love is free.
Yeah, that's right. Well, yeah, it's free.
Speaking of love, the love has returned for the Edmonton Oilers. Hey, pretty good games.
500 on the road trip, man.
That's what I want to get to. The title of the show is Acceptable Road Trip by the Oilers. What would you say, Joaquin, outside of just the record? 500 road trip, yes. But would you give them a passing grade?
Well, can we break it down a little bit? So going into that road trip, things weren't looking good.
No.
And there were flashes of good stuff happening, and then the peaks and valleys were quite tremendous until those last 3 games, man. And they going up against other top teams in the NHL. But geez, there's so much parity in this NHL now. But the way that they were able to get things together, get a semblance of their game back in Florida, I think is a positive sign. Now, this team has shown in the past that it's game to game with them so far this year. It's either a good game or a bad game. But maybe this ignites them a little bit because you had over those last 3 games, I think you had different players contributing in different ways. So, and that helps with your whole team morale that you were part of something. Mm-hmm. You were an important piece to the puzzle of winning hockey games or turning things around. So there was guys that played with a lot more confidence. And I don't know. I mean, obviously when you watch the Panthers play, these 2 teams do not like each other, right?
Yeah.
And that's good. They need more of that anger.
That's a good team in Florida.
Yeah.
I love the way they play, man.
When you watch their forecheck and how hard they make it on teams, like it's just they're so good. And them missing the goofball there and Barkov, like those 2 are such big game changers too. But saying that they were able to take advantage of subpar goaltending and come away with the win, which is really important.
Yeah, what I liked, Joaquin, they weren't perfect. We get that, okay? There was, in the first intermission, Chris Pronger focused in on some clips on Darnell Nurse just being lost in the defensive zone. It's concerning, but they won. Who cares?
Yeah.
Well, we'll break it down. But he just said, he showed 2 clips, kind of like highlights, lowlights. I think they took the idea from us. But Oilers are too puck focused. In the defense zone. They do not have a head on the swivel. They have no idea what's going on. But nonetheless, they won, Joaquin. What I liked about it was the effort.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they grinded it out, man. They got dirty. They mucked it up. They got secondary scoring. I liked this Clattenburg. I mean, he played 5 minutes, but I like him because he had a really good chance to score, and then he was trying to muck it up there at the end with AJ Greer. He's not going to be here long, right? Because Nugent, Kapanen, all reports that they hit the ice. Kapanen and Wallman for sure won't play tomorrow. RNH in his presser today said he wasn't sure about tomorrow. We'll discuss with team. So they're getting bodies back. Mm-hmm. That means roster decisions are on the horizon for this team because Nugent, Kapanen are going to play. I want to get to AJ Greer. And listen, I appreciate greasy players, but I think what this guy did was a little over the line. Like he did the UFC takedown on Trent Frederick, right? Mm-hmm. And then at the end of the game, Clattenburg's tied up by the linesman. He starts swinging then. Like, I don't like that stuff. I especially the one on Frederick. What did you take away from it?
It was a harsh takedown, I think.
Yeah.
Like, you can, and I realize there's people were saying he couldn't do anything because he has a sore hand or something, or
hip or something.
Oh, is it a hip?
Yeah.
There's something that, but he's still able to play. You know, like you gotta answer the bell sometimes when you're playing in that manner. If he didn't want to fight, but I mean, Frederick grabbed him. I understand the leg takedown because I've seen it with guys that are going to get the wheels beat off them and they're trying to end it quick, right?
Yeah.
So it's a self-preservation move, but that's the difference. There's self-preservation and there's an attempt to injure another player. And it's kind of funny saying that when you're getting to a fist fight with a guy, obviously you're trying to hurt him, but grabbing both legs and spearing the guy to the ice might warrant a little bit of a discussion from player safety. Because I don't look at that as a real safe play, right? That's just, it's an uncommon occurrence when guys are going at it like that. So, but on the other hand, I do understand it to an extent if he didn't want to fight and Frederick kept going and he had to end it.
Yeah. Like if you're telling the bench I can't fight because I got a certain injury, then don't be doing UFC takedowns and hitting guys when they're tied up with the linesman. And listen, AJ Greer's that kind of player.
Yeah,
that team's good, man. I'll say it. Like the way they come at you in waves, I love their defense. Like, you know how when Seth Jones was in Chicago and everybody's like, oh, Darnell Nurse can run laps around him. Seth Jones is 10 times the defenseman Nurse is. I'm sorry. That's just what, on Saturday looking at that, Seth Jones is elite.
Yeah, he's elite.
He's good, man.
He's one of the main pieces. Like it was so weird. Very rarely do teams at the deadline, when they pick up players, they get it right. Gosh, did the Florida Panthers ever get it right with the 2 guys that they injected into their lineup? Both of them were massive pieces to winning that Stanley Cup. Like, huge. Marchand could have won the Conn Smythe, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
You know? And you just watch Seth Jones play, and because they kind of, like their skating style, the way they handle the puck, like the difference between him and Nurse are similar, right? So you're like, gosh, he looks similar to Nurse on the ice, but just his awareness of where he goes. Like when Pronger talks about defensive awareness, I remember watching Chris Pronger play, and there were certain occasions where he'd get beat, right?
Yep.
Like, and I don't think there was ever any panic in that guy's game. Like all he did was, he read the play like in a nanosecond, and then got back into a position where he would intercept the play later, or he just got himself in a good enough position to nullify the chance that was maybe his fault to begin with. And it just having that calm presence on the defensive side. But when it's completely opposite with Darnell Nurse, I think, where if he gets beat or something happens, he starts trying to correct it right away. And the chaos that ensues is just and I know I'm comparing a Hall of Famer, one of the greatest defensemen ever, to a player. It's probably not that fair, but I don't care. Nurse at 30 years old, that much time under his belt, playing that much. I'm not saying he should be Pronger, but your defensive awareness should be, or maybe not awareness, but just his calm level of play should be at a level where, okay, I can just recover this way.
Yeah, and for me, this is that's a great defenseman compared to a good defense.
Yeah.
And it's not a knock on Nurse. He's just, it was unfair to Seth Jones when he's Chicago because he was on a really bad team. Let's be honest.
Yeah, and playing against the top guys, and not that he doesn't now, but there was no other support.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, 100%. That's a good team over there. We're hoping this is kind of the turnaround for the Edmonton Oilers. You played a pretty damn good game against Tampa Bay. You just couldn't hold on, lost in overtime on a brilliant save. 9 times out of 10, that game's over with Roslovic. You go into Florida, you play a hell of a game. And what I like most is it got to 4-3, and you're like, oh, here we go again. And they were able to hold it down. Skinner, let's give him credit. He takes a lot of flack. He played well. He did. He led in 3 goals, sure, but he held it down when they were coming. And Brad Marchand says, we got Skinnered on Saturday on the nasty chat.
Yes.
So you got to give
Marchand and Chucky are fighting in the nasty chat right now.
It's kind of weird, but no, you got to give credit to Skinner. And they did it without Joaquin, who's hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you missed it, Kapanen, Nuge did practice. Looks like they're getting close. Nuge possibility for tomorrow. He says he doesn't know. He's got to talk to the coaches, obviously the doctors and all that. Wallman and Kapanen for sure not tomorrow. Maybe Saturday. An extra 3 days, Joaquin, to practice and start feeling well. So some positive signs for the Oilers as they get healthy. They haven't been completely healthy all year. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens roster-wise when Kapanen and Nuge are ready to return. I look at Lazar. Well, Phillips on LTIR too. Tomaszek's a guy who took another bad penalty on Saturday, only played 5 minutes. Same with Clattenburg, but good for the kid. Kid that's probably not ready for the NHL, Joaquin, but he got his first game. His family was there. A great interview by Gene.
Got a chance to score there.
Yeah, he did. He was really good. It was funny because it was kind of like a 2-on-1. He wasn't passing that.
That's perfect. I love it. I love that he did that, though.
Yeah, good on the kid. He understands the assignment. Like I said, it's going to be a short cup of coffee with the Edmonton Oilers, but it's an interesting
I don't know. Is it going to be short?
I think so. With the guys coming,
I guess, but he's not Liam Neeson, but he does have a unique set of skills, right? That the Oilers need.
Yeah. Solid stash too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for the kid. Extremely excited. All right, 140 Tim Hauraney. We got to talk about this McLaren stuff. They were both disqualified, which now only 24 points behind is Piastri and Max Verstappen. You got to lean towards Max here. I mean, this guy's an absolute killer. We got to get to the screw it. Let's do it. The courageous moment. Ryan Holt, broadcaster, PR guy for the Bakersfield Condors. We're going to check in on Ike Howard, Connor Ingram. How about Quinn Hutson, who's having a hell of a season down there? They're coming off 2 losses this weekend, but we'll get the goods on the Condors. Of course, we want to hear from you. Nasty Chat, slam that thumbs up. We're 46 away from hearing the new Screw It, Let's Do It song. So keep slamming that thumbs up. And like always, the afternoon inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino. Check out their Tap 25 restaurant where the entire menu is 50% off 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m. And of course, Play Alberta presents Edmonton Sports Talk. All you got to do is sprinkle $50 or more. You get a $50 free bet or a $50 casino bonus using EST50, EST Sports, or EST Casino. On the other side of the break, we'll talk some Mikko Rantanen suspended for 1 game. That's good news for the Oilers ahead of their game tomorrow. And we'll go around the NHL and look at other stories as well. We're back here on EST Afternoons.
7 NHL games on tap. Utah plays host to Vegas. Kings and Senators face off. The Wings and Devils hit the ice while Philly takes on Tampa. Lightning winners of 3 straight. OHL news, Flyers top prospect Jet Luchenko has been traded from the Storm to the Bulldogs in a blockbuster move. Guelph receiving Lane Gallisher and 4 draft picks in exchange for Luchenko. For Mini, JJ McCarthy is in concussion protocol, not yet ruled out for Sunday's game against Seattle. McCarthy reported symptoms of a concussion during Minnesota's loss to Green Bay yesterday. Monday Night Football, it's Carolina and San Francisco kicking off. Join Lieutenant Eric for the game down at Selly Sports Bar and Lounge at Center Casino on Fort Road. Kickoff at 6:15. Meanwhile, Raptors star RJ Barrett is out for tonight's game against the Cavs with a right knee sprain. He sustained the injury yesterday when landing awkwardly after a dunk in the third quarter against the Nets. Barrett was set to undergo testing as the Raptors look for 8 straight wins with tip-off at 5 o'clock. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc. Locally owned and operated since 1993, they're more than just plywood. They offer everything from doors and flooring to decking, fencing, and custom millwork. Windsor Plywood Leduc. They're the experts you need to know. More with Hernan and Joaquin on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Darren Dreger joins us.
The problem is, especially in goaltending for, say, the offseason, where's that upgrade coming from? Are you looking at a non-NHL goaltender? You know, a team that has depth in that position, that has a pretty good goalie in the American Hockey League? Well, are you sure that that guy is going to be better than what you've already got in Pickard and in Stu Skinner? And the answer to that is no.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings, 6 to 9. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
From the first time on skates to wearing a special jersey passed down through generations, Sentinel Storage is here for you. Store your sports gear to create space for all life's adventures. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
Looking for flooring? Paramount Flooring has it all. Sales, service, and expert installation. With options for every style and budget, open 7 days a week. We've got you covered. Quick delivery and in-stock deals. Plus, EST listeners get 10% off. Visit ParamountFlooring.ca today.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino. Celebrate the holiday season with the Tenors. Joy to the World Tour at River Cree, December 19th. From timeless classics to fresh renditions of favorites, the Tenors arrive just in time for Christmas. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Get ready for a feast like no other. 40-ounce steak night is back this November at the Canadian Brewhouse. Sink your teeth into a hand-cut 40-ounce ribeye with all the fixins for just $49.99. Tickets available now in-store or at thecanadianbrewhouse.com.
That's a groovy song. Just like our Screw It, Let's Do It. But we only got 55 thumbs, so that's unfortunate. CST Afternoons, live from the William Huff Studios. Walk, Hernan, Coop. Working on some Knobloch, too. Guess he had some interesting things to say about their system. I don't know what happened there. Wow. Very interesting. Very interesting. I'm done with the excuses with this team. Just play better. And at least it feels like they're going to turn it around. Joaquin, did you happen to see Mikko Rantanen's boarding on Matt Coronado?
Was that the first one? No. I saw the Romanoff one. I didn't see the Coronado one.
Similar. He gets a 1-game suspension
because of the 2 majors.
Yes, I think he has 3 40 majors this year.
I thought it was if you get him back to back-to-back games, it's an automatic suspension.
Yeah, like he's an idiot. He's a hell of a player, but like stop throwing those hits, man.
Yeah, the Romanoff one was they were both flying into the, but yeah, if you're chasing someone into the boards that way, going at a certain speed, you got to realize, well, I can't really touch this guy or I can't push him. Mm-hmm. That's because he's not aware. I mean, if you're going to go up and kind of like press him up against the boards, like you just got to be careful, man. Like, cause someone's going to be injured and never be able to play hockey again. And I don't know why guys keep doing it.
Yeah.
I do hate when guys use it as a defense though. You know what I mean? Like they turn back on it and know they're going to get hit, and sometimes there is nothing that the other guy can do at that point.
Yeah.
Right? But I don't like that side of it, but you have to prepare yourself to be hit a little bit. But on the other side of it, yeah, at that speed, that Romanoff one, I thought he should have been suspended for that one.
Yeah, so he's going to miss 1 game. It comes against the Edmonton Oilers, and he's really good against the Oilers. This is another benefit. Are you at all concerned about that cliche? I was going to say it for tomorrow, but let's just do it today. The first game after a long road trip.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. What is it? Because you played. It's like, what is it about that first game after a long road trip?
It's just, I think it's the same thing as if you go on vacation. Right? When you go away for vacation and you come back after vacation, how many times do you feel like trash or you get sick all of a sudden for some reason?
Yeah.
And I think you're so operating at such a high level and then you come home and you just completely relax for a second. You're home or whatever. You're sleeping in your own bed and you completely let your guard down and you're just not in the same groove for some reason. Your on switch or your dimmer's been turned down.
It's just a little off.
You're a little off, right? Yeah. And like you know how you come home from vacation and you say, "Gosh, I need a vacation from my vacation," right? Yeah. So that's how I think that's how you feel, especially when you play 7 games and 11 nights. Like they were totally dialed in there for a while. So I think that has something to do with it a little bit.
So you're a little concerned for tomorrow.
Oh, they'll lose.
Haji says it's going to be a teef, isn't it? No, it's not a teef for the song. No.
Oh, gosh.
No. Nurse sitting at 740 NHL games, and we're talking about defensive awareness. Yikes, Coach Mike. Yeah, it's not getting any better. I'll give you that. So Mikko Rantanen does get the good old 1-game suspension. Just quickly, Nugent Hopkins questionable for tomorrow. Could return Saturday. Kapanen and Wallman will not play tomorrow. Lazar and Philip out at least a week. So we just sit here and wait. Kapanen and Nuge really, really close. So we'll see what happens there. And we move forward. This team's getting healthy. Nuge is going to be a welcome addition. Kapanen's going to bring some speed to the lineup. So let's see what they can do. I want to run Chris Knobloch. How long is it, Coop?
10 whole minutes.
Okay, we'll probably run let's go with 5 for now. He had some interesting stuff to say about systems and all that. Hopefully that's in the first 5 minutes, Joaquin. But here's Chris Knobloch meeting with the media today.
Just maybe inquire about Nugent Hopkins and his availability.
He's questionable for tomorrow, and hope to get him in by this week. And Kapanen's close. He won't be playing tomorrow, possibly Saturday, and. I think those are 2.
Wallman as well?
Wallman, no, he wasn't on the ice today, so he will not be playing tomorrow.
And do you have an update on Philp and Lazar?
They are at least a week. At least a week.
Thank you very much.
Chris, a lot of travel, everything for your team. The last 2 games, you gave up less high-danger chances. Is that a positive sign for you? Your goalie's made some key saves at the same time. Maybe the first consecutive games where you've had both at the same time. Is that something to build off?
Yeah, the most important thing for any team is how well they defend, and not giving up those high danger chances. And overall, early in the games, I thought we did well. In the third period, I know against Tampa, we ran out of gas. They had a strong push. We gave up a little more there. Same with Florida. After we made it 4-1, we needed some key saves, and we got them. But it's something we're stressing is defending a little bit harder, but also being able to protect the slots. So, whether the forwards or the defense, wherever the play is, we want them hard on the puck, but it's the support players, and usually that comes from our wingers, our weak side defensemen, to protect the danger sites, the slots. So it's all about working in cohesion.
Have you made any significant changes to your system 5-on-5 from last year?
We have been playing the exact same systems as we did the previous 2 years. And we've talked about things, they'll work out, things will turn around. It's got to the point where, things haven't turned around now that we're 20 plus games in the season. Now we're starting to alter some things. And today we adjusted one thing, but it's hard just because we've had so much success. We've gone to Stanley Cup final twice. We didn't want to change anything. But now that we're playing like we have for as long as we have to start thinking, things aren't just going to work themselves out. We need to make some adjustments, whether that's moving guys around, our system, obviously. So now we're starting to look at making some adjustments.
You mentioned moving guys.
All right, perfect. That's Chris Knobloch. You got some updates there on the injury front as well and system. So they've used the same system the previous 2 years. So third year going in, Joaquin, it's the same. You said they're going to alter some things. They changed one thing today. For you, Joaquin, because you played the game, how often are coaches implementing new things into a system or changing the system?
Rarely you'll see a full system change. And maybe that's because of the only way you would see that happen is if there was a huge turnover on personnel too, right? So one of the advantages of keeping your team together, or the core nucleus together, is they're quite familiar with it, right? You always hear of guys when there's team turnover coming into a new team. It's a new system to learn, and it takes a while to get up to speed. Now, this team has been to the Stanley Cup Finals 2 years in a row. There is a lot of video on how the Edmonton Oilers play. So I would assume that there's 31 other coaching staffs that are dissecting what they do to have success against the Edmonton Oilers. And you have to adapt, right? So I understand him wanting to stay with the same system because it's been the same each year, where they've started slow, but they've kind of figured it out and gone from there. But I like that Coach Knobloch is a little bit more proactive with, okay, we need to make some subtle adjustments. And it's probably because there's a lot of newer faces and newer people of personnel. Mm-hmm. And maybe the system that they've found so much success with over the last 2 years, it just won't work with this type of personnel. Now, this is where it gets a little bit more difficult, right? So you got some older players that are quite stubborn and set in their ways. Players can adapt. I won't say that, but have been playing a certain way for a number of years, and now to change it, we've seen what that's happened before. But I remember when Knobloch first came and taking over from Woodcroft, he thought that the players had too many things to worry about, like 8 or 9 things. So he just gave them 2 or 3. So maybe this week it's aligning perfectly for the Edmonton Oilers, where maybe adjust the floor, put a couple new wings on this vehicle, and get this thing a little bit more prepared to go long on some hards. That's completely F1 reference to NHL teams, if you don't know.
So he said they're going to change. They worked on one change today, and they're looking at altering different things. But Joaquin, do you agree with this statement? Sure, alter the systems. Like you said, it's getting a little stale. Maybe the guys need a refresher or something, a new element to it. But the brain cramps in the defensive zone, they have nothing to do with the system. Like
they do.
But like what I'm saying is, like, for example, like when they all get caught puck watching, is Knobloch going to Darnell Nurse and saying, hey, that you just have to be better in that situation, or is it a product of the system?
I would say probably a little both, right?
A little bit both.
Yeah, I mean, you got to. Maybe there's probably some subtle adjustments, but maybe there's a massive refresher too on things. He was talking about the weak side and taking care of the slot, right? I mean, that should really be a no-brainer. That, okay, the puck's in the corner. The guy's not going to score from there. Well, hopefully he doesn't. But the most dangerous guy is probably the guy standing right behind me with his stick tickling the rafters, waiting for a one-timer.
Yeah,
so a little bit more defensive awareness and just walking through those types of scenarios in practice where now they have, like he said, plus 21 games to recognize where those types of chances are coming from, and then adjusting subtly in your own zone. That's one thing that they need to work on, and also their zone exits too. They were better, didn't you think that there was way more closer support in the last two games from defense to forwards against the Lightning and Panthers, opposed to, I mean, you could say almost every other game this year?
100%. 100%. And it's interesting that he said, we're like kind of doing the same system, and we expected things to turn around. They haven't. Do you know what I mean? And that's what we were kind of saying. Like, this team is expecting to turn their season around, but they're just not doing the right thing. So I'm intrigued. Maybe we'll notice. Maybe it's a subtle little change, Joaquin, systems-wise of what they're going to do tomorrow night. So we'll wait and see on that. But interesting and good on Knobloch for realizing and saying maybe this has gotten a little stale. We gotta alter our systems here, and maybe it's gonna make them more successful. Portions of this hour brought to you by the Canadian Brew House. Taco Tuesday just leveled up at the Canadian Brew House all day. $3.49 new tacos and quesadillas. After 4 p.m., sip on $5.99 margaritas. It's $2 off Corona tankards and tequila shots starting at $5.99. That is the Canadian Brew House. This one from user says the road trip was not a success. They were lucky to get points. They did. A successful trip for a Stanley Cup contender would have been a decisive 10, 11 points out of 14. Anything less is not okay. So, that's fair. I don't think this team right now is in that Stanley Cup contender mode. I think we still think they're a playoff team, but they have to improve.
Let's look at how they went into that road trip. Like, when they went into it, you're thinking if they finish 500,
you're happy.
That's a win. So is that Stanley Cup caliber? No, but from where this team was going into it, I think you can take a lot more good than bad, especially the way it ended in a state that's taken the Stanley Cup home for the past 4 years?
Yeah. And Edmonton Oilers for Life says proof that the coaching is an issue. Refusal to change our terrible breakout for 2 years. Literally just admitted it. Well, they went to 2 finals. It's pretty successful.
That's and
it hasn't worked this year.
I kind of like that Nobla has patience that way. I mean, he doesn't have patience with his lines, but he still has patience with the systems. That they'll eventually work. But no, I like the fact that he's trying something to have a little bit more success.
Yeah.
He's willing to do that, right? So that's a sign of a good coach to me.
We're going to shift gears. No pun intended there, but we're going to talk some F1 on the other side of the break. In hour 2, the hockey talk will continue. We'll go around the NHL. One team sitting last in the Eastern Conference. I didn't think we'd be here, but they're struggling mightily. And the Anaheim Ducks just keep on rolling. We were talking about them off air. They're becoming a wagon, and they might be in the playoffs, Joaquin. This might not be just a quick start. It looks like they're legit. We'll go to Bakersfield. Talk to Ryan Holt. We'll get a nice little update on that squad down there. Of course, the Oilers affiliate AHL team. Tim Hauraney on the other side of the break. We're still not close to 100. If you want to hear the new Screw It, Let's Do It parlay song, we need 100 likes. Slam that thumbs up. River Cree inbox 780-218-9999.
Some Oilers injury updates. Jake Wallman is ruled out for tomorrow's game against Dallas. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is questionable for the contest, while Kasperi Kapanen, who's been on long-term injured reserve, could return Saturday. All three players are battling undisclosed injuries. And for Noah Philp and Curtis Lazar, they'll miss at least another week with an upper body injury. On the ice, there's 7 games. Florida visits Nashville. St. Louis visits MSG to play the Rangers, while LA battles Ottawa. No Thomas Chabot or Ridley Gregg for the Senators. Chabot out with an upper body injury. Gregg undisclosed. From Mini, J.J. McCarthy is in concussion protocol, not yet ruled out for Sunday's game against Seattle. McCarthy reported concussion symptoms during Minnesota's loss to Green Bay yesterday. Monday Night Football, it's Carolina and San Francisco kicking off. Join Lieutenant Eric for the action down at Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino on Fort Road. And over to the world of basketball, Raptors star R.J. Barrett will miss tonight's game against the Cavs with a right knee sprain. He sustained the injury yesterday when landing awkwardly after a dunk in the third quarter against the Nets. The Raptors look for 8 straight wins tonight with tip-off at 5 o'clock. Tim Hauraney is our next guest here on EST Afternoons. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The EST Hangout.
We all had Anaheim number 1 and Seattle number 2 in the Pacific, right? I mean,
I had Anaheim being better, but not this good so far.
Like it's
Anaheim's got the 4th best record in hockey.
It's wild, just like we all expected.
Sure, yeah.
It's crazy. The parity in the league overall right now is outstanding.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Hockey is heating up, and so is the excitement on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code EST50. That's code EST50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, please use your game sense. At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
Weiss Johnson, whoa.
Hi, Dennis from Weiss Johnson here, and we're excited to be partnering up with the Nielsen Show and have a special deal exclusive for Nielsen Show listeners. Get 10% off any new Trane furnace, air conditioner, or heat pump installation from now until the end of October. Bundle a furnace with an AC or heat pump and get 25% off the package price. Get your home comfort now for all seasons with Weiss Johnson and Trane. Trane, it's hard to stop a train. Visit WJSportstalk.com today.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc, we're the experts you need to know.
We're back here on EST Afternoons from the William Huff Studios. Joaquin, Gage, Hernan, Salas, Zach Kubish with you. Of course, Reed Wilkins, Jay Milne coming up at 3. They'll take you right up until 6 with the Reed Wilkins Show. We're back with some Oilers hockey tomorrow, and then it's 3 days off from Oilers as they won't play until Saturday in Seattle. That's an early game, 2 o'clock. So we're going to do a couple different things. Talk some Raptors, and go around the world of sports on the non-Oiler days. And we're going to talk some F1 right now with our good buddy Tim Hauraney from TSN and Nailing the Apex podcast. Tim, are you back home?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Yes, I am back home. Got home a late last night. So I think I got in the front door around 9:30.
Oh, nice.
Left Vegas at, I think it was about 10:45 local time, and got done at the racetrack and back to the hotel and into bed at 5 a.m. their time, just because of all the craziness that happened post-race. Yeah, it was a really, really long. It's been a long 48 hours.
Well, we appreciate you. We won't keep you too long so you can go crush a power nap.
Good. Yeah, no naps today because we're working away at it, trying to get some info on the Adrian Newey story. So yeah, it's been busy there too. So there you go.
Okay, we'll get to that, but let's get with the big. There's so many things to get to, but I mean, crushing weekend for McLaren as both drivers get DQ'd. Due to the rearmost skid wear. Can you just kind of dumb it down for people that maybe are just casual F1 fans and just what happened here?
Sure. It can be definitely quite confusing. Essentially, to stop the cars from, if we go, this dates way back to 2022. So if we go back to that, do you guys remember when the cars were like porpoising, up and down? And there was a huge thing about it, and driver safety and driver health, because we saw those images of drivers struggling to get out of the cars because their backs were just so beat up from smashing against the ground for 90 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That the FIA kind of put in some technical regulations. So to say that teams could only run their cars so low to the ground to stop the porpoising from happening, because if you run your car low to the ground, that's where the performance is. Like, that's where the cars can go faster and all that kind of stuff. And to basically police how low these cars can get to the grounds, they put these skids underneath them. And if the skids get worn down too much, they've broken the technical regulation. So the skids, and they've been actually, the FIA have been pretty generous with how much they allow it to be shaved down. If it gets down to like 9 millimeters, that is like the maximum. So if you're 8.99, you've broken the rules and you are disqualified. Again, it's a pretty lenient, like they're pretty good about it until you get to a certain point, right? Like, and they've been pretty generous with that, in my opinion, with how much they've actually let go here. So when it comes to what happened to McLaren at the end of the race on Saturday night, I was on SportsCenter and we were doing some live stuff. And when that ended, so much media had already ended as well, except for Andreas Stella's post-race press conference, the one that he has. His is usually a little later when the races end. He usually has his about 90 minutes following the race. And I got a message that his was being postponed and moved to another time during that evening. And I was like, well, that's strange, because Stella is usually, he's on the clock when it comes to that. And he is always punctual. He is never late for these things. And so when they postponed it, I was like, okay, that's interesting. And I was talking to a few journalists, and one thing leads to another. And I see Nicholas Tombassis, who's like the head of single seaters. He goes into the McLaren garage, and I was like, uh-oh, something's going on here. And so it was at that point that I and a bunch of us had learned that there was something going on in the McLaren garage, but we weren't sure what it was. Was it fuel or was it the skids? So I thought it was the skids, because on Friday I went trackside with the producer from TSN and our camera op, and we were watching them come through the last corner, and I was watching the McLarens, and even though it was raining, or it had been raining, and the track was still in that damp, dry, you do tend to run a little bit more downforce so you can keep the car planted into the ground more to save yourself from, car crashing and all that kind of stuff. But going through the last corner, I noticed that they were actually rubbing against the ground more so than anybody else. There's more sparks, there's more sparking. I could see the shade, like the wood shaving almost starting to like come up a bit as these cars blew past us. And I was like, oh, there's no way those cars can run like that for the entire race. That's what popped into my head. I'm like, they're going to have to change whatever it is they're doing. The problem is that they didn't get enough on-track time. They didn't get enough on-track time in free practice 2 because of the double red flags that came out. And that's usually where teams can have a better understanding for how much plank wear they go through because they get to do their long runs. And they never really got to do that. They didn't get to do it either properly in pre-practice 3 either because of the wet weather. So they were going into the race a little bit blind on what plank wear could be. Now, to try and protect themselves from that, they had the drivers, lifting and coasting, which some people thought it was for fuel, where when they started doing it so early, I was like, there's no way that can be fuel. Plus, they're not doing it on the Las Vegas Strip, which is probably where you would want to do it the most. Even though they may have had to save a little bit of fuel. However, to do it in certain corners, when Max got that message 5, 11, and 17, I started looking into that. And I was like, why would they be doing it there? Those are 2 or 3 interesting places. You have low speed, you have medium, high speed, and you have high speed. And for me, those corners speak grinding of the floor. That's what they say to me when I did the track simulator that I showed on Nailing the Apex. We did a full track breakdown, and I even mentioned it. I said, like, look, this is a place where you can wear down the skids, and even when you're on the straightaway, you have to be careful where you're putting the car on the straightaway because you can wear down the skids even on the straightaway. So you have to be careful where the bumps are. So once we found out that it was the skids and how much they were down by, then it was a clear slam dunk. We were just waiting for the FIA to make it official before we could put any news out. So that's essentially how I sort of found out about it. That's sort of the genesis of the entire thing. I figured the most interesting part about that was the fact that, Piastri's skid wear was different than Lando's and in different spots of the car, where Lando only had 2, and they were both on the right-hand side front, right-hand side rear, where Piastri's was left-hand side front, right-hand side front, and right-hand side rear. And so for me, I was curious if because Lando or Oscar was stuck in so much traffic, is that why his were worn differently, or was it that the team didn't tell him in time? So those are a couple things that are bouncing around in my head because we never got to speak with Andrea Stella to get confirmation on anything because they ended up canceling his media obligation. He had to run to the airport to catch his flight because they were leaving for Qatar and everything. So we never got to have an interview with him, but McLaren did give us a statement from him, and that was it. So we're just waiting to hear from Stella. Probably won't hear from him until Saturday night, post qualifying for Qatar, not unless the FIA bring him into the FIA press conference room on Friday afternoon in between the free practice 1 and free practice 2.
Tim, I remember that 2022. I think it was Baku when Lewis Hamilton got out of the car at the end. He looked like me getting out of bed every morning. Like he was just completely messed up.
Is that bad? Is it?
it's that bad. But so let's look at McLaren going into just the next race. So you've been DNF'd because of the plank, and these teams all run so close to the regulations as it is. How much of an effect is this going to be with the setup of the car, of them making sure that this doesn't happen? Is this going to affect the performance in Qatar, do you think?
That's a good question. I mean, it could. I think I have a feeling they've been close a couple of times. So I think a lot of it has to do with where McLaren has their car in terms of the rake. I don't know if you remember rake. Okay, so if you go back to to 2020, 2021, it was sort of a Adrian Newey Red Bull Racing concept. And rake is how high the rear of the car is off the ground compared to where the front of the car is.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes any sense. And as the car moves through gravity or goes through on a straightaway and into a corner, the rear end starts to squat. It gets lower to the ground, and that downforce really starts to get generated. And then in a braking zone, it kind of squats back up a bit more, so you can have a more positive front end, so you can get the car into the corner and get it to the apex. McLaren has done a really good job of implementing a little bit of that idea into their car, and that's where sort of a lot of these other teams have gone wrong over the last few seasons. It's that little bit of rake that McLaren is able to build into their car that's sort of really helped them when it comes to the skid wear and getting the car close to the ground in certain corners. Like it's not illegal, like what they're doing. I mean, this is something that these teams have been working with for a really long time. McLaren has just done a really good job of building a car around it. But the question is, can they, when they get to Qatar, run the car low to the ground as much as they would like? I think you got to leave a little bit of space, a little bit of breathing room, only because of the level of downforce that track creates. Now, it may not look like it on television, but Qatar is crazy fast. Like, it is so fast. The corners are, I can't even describe to you how much energy that goes through a driver's body, goes through the car, goes through the tires at Qatar. So much so that they have to do a mandatory two-stop. They're going to have to. They have no choice because of the tires and the concerns that they have with the tires, and the amount of energy gets transferred through the tires in the corners. And so when you look at that, you have to wonder, okay, well, how low can these cars go to the ground now? And if you're trying not to get a disqualification over something like plank wear, like, then do you leave yourself a little bit of breathing room? The other issue with that is that if you raise that car, like that ride height, like 2 centimeters, a little bit higher than normal, that throws off the entire balance of the race car.
Well, plus with being a sprint race, I guess you get some data in the actual sprint, but they don't have enough practice sessions to kind of test it too. Is that?
Well, essentially, you're basically trying to find the best balance for the driver. And the best balance is going to deliver the best performance from driver car combined. And if you are having to raise your ride height of the car, so bring the car off the ground by like a couple of inches, even not even less than that, that's going to throw off so much performance from the car. Like, that's how much these teams are playing with now in terms of trying to find the ultimate level of performance and not going over the limit. Like, they're playing with millimeters. Wow. Like that, honestly, that's where it's at now with this sport. It's wild. So you definitely not having a full pre-practice 2 session is going to affect these teams for the Qatar Grand Prix.
Tim Hauraney, F1 Insider with TSN and Nailing the Apex podcast. Let's get to it. I know you talked about it on your podcast that you're dropping today. Christian Horner, the rumors are swirling, speculation with Aston Martin. What's the latest on this, Tim?
Yeah, so what I've learned so far is kind of, not all of it's all out there yet, and some of it is a little different for most. But from what I've been able to find out, it sounds like Andy Cowell's not going to be leaving the team. Like, and for me, that wouldn't be a smart move either way. Like, that was a guy that Lawrence Stroll had worked hard to bring into this team. Andy Cowell was one of the brains behind the operation of the Mercedes and the Mercedes power unit back in 2014 that created that juggernaut of a team that we saw win pretty much everything from 2014 all the way through to 2020. So there's no way you're getting rid of that guy. But there has been a bit of a falling out between himself and Adrian Newey. They're just not getting along at the moment. And at the moment, Andy Cowell was brought in to be the CEO. He wasn't brought in to be a team principal. He was brought in to make sure that the marriage between Honda and Aston Martin, it worked, and there was a proper flow of information and how the structure of work gets done at the team. He wasn't brought in to be a team principal, right? So that's where Aston Martin is leaning. They need to find a team principal that can come in and do a good job and work well with Adrian Newey and his group, and can seamlessly come into the team and give a hand. I don't know if that's Christian Horner. I don't know about that, because I don't think Adrian Newey and Christian Horner get along. Like, I don't. That's one of the reasons why he left, right?
Yeah.
Red Bull Racing. So that doesn't make sense to me. Why, Christian Horner, or why you would put Christian Horner on this team? So I'm a little skeptical on that part. Andreas Seidel's name has been thrown around. He used to be down at Sauber. He used to be the CEO of Sauber. Was let go from there, and before that, he was the team principal at McLaren. But I don't know if that's going to be the guy to come in as a team principal either. So that's so far what I've been able to find out.
Just fascinating F1 news here, Tim. Just great. Hey, the most fascinating thing I saw in Vegas was you in a human crane. Did you win your Dorito face off there with the gentleman from ESPN?
Yeah, so I lost. No, but here's why. Hear me out first. So, okay, real quick. So his colleagues had done it the day before.
Oh.
So they told him, like, the best way of, like, trying to beat me. And so I didn't have any colleagues who had done it. I went in blind. So basically what I tried to do was to use my legs to scoop chips and throw them into the hammock that was on my back. And then when I felt like I'd done enough of that and I felt like there were chips in there, I would dig my feet into the bag of chips and then sort of foot lock it. So the chips that I was able to capture with my legs, I could hold on to those because I have good core strength. And then the other part of it was trying to get as many chips underneath my arm, press them against my face and chest. And then when they lift you out, I'm good with planks. So you basically are holding a plank with all these chips, and then they throw you over top of a huge barrel and they just say, okay, dump all your chips. So I did that, and I was like, I think I won. And then they did the count, and I had lost by 10 or something like that. When I reviewed the video, Lawrence does this scooping motion where he scoops the chips over his head and onto his back. And that's where I lost.
Tim,
where I lost. Devastating.
It was great to watch, though. I had a good time watching that. I got to ask you, though, before we let you go here quickly, Kimi Antonelli, 48 laps on those tires. Some people are calling him the tire whisperer, but it was impressive for the young man, eh?
Yes, very much. He was great. I spoke to him afterwards, and because I had wondered about the graining. So I talked to a few drivers before I spoke with Kimi. I spoke with a few about the tire wear that was going on out there, because some teams were experiencing different types of tire wear. So the drivers had to cope with that and try and make it work. But some teams were having to deal with what's called graining. And graining essentially is what George Russell explained it to me, is like when you've slid the car in cold conditions, and you generated a bunch of heat from sliding the car in the tire, and the tire basically starts to get these marbles starting to form on top of it because of the contrast in temperatures and how you've heated the tire up. And so that is graining. All these marbles start developing on top of the tire. So when I asked Kimi, hey, did you suffer from graining at all? And he said, yeah. And I said, okay, well, why didn't you pit, and how did you deal with it? So basically he just got a bunch of graining on the tire and he just drove through it. Mm-hmm. He just kept driving until basically the tire wore itself of all of the graining marbles and became a slick tire again. That's how he was able to do it. Wow. Pretty wild, man. I don't know how he hung on to that car for as long as he did. That was very impressive. Very impressive.
Yeah, and just quickly, news today, Mick Schumacher joins Indy. How do you think he'll do?
We'll see. He's going to be working with a buddy of mine, Gavin Ward, he was team principal at Aero McLaren. Gavin and I worked together when I raced in Formula Ford. He's a Canadian. Guy's a genius. He's going to be helping Mick along with their other drivers as well, trying to get up to speed and help them bring that team along. So, yeah, Mick's in good hands. If Mick listens to the guys he's going to be working with, I think he'll be okay. Is he going to be fast right away? No, he has a lot to learn. IndyCar is very hard. It's very competitive. It's much different from that of what he's coming from, F1 and World Endurance Championship. So yeah, he's going to have a lot of work on his hands, guys. There's no question about it.
Tim, you're the best. Get some rest, and we'll chat soon.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate you having me.
All right, Tim Hauraney joined us on the Old Country Towing Hotline. We got to get to a break. Hour 2 of EST Afternoons. Ryan Holt from the Bakersfield Condors joins us at around 2:20ish. We're back after the break.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne.
Your ass is a very powerful muscle.
Well, that's what they say about Sidney Crosby. He's got that big ass.
Big ol'.
Protect the puck.
What about Big Dumper?
Hold on to the puck. Big Dumper.
I mean,
I
that's
don't
a
even know
name.
the guy's real name. Plays for the Mariners.
Excuse me, Mr. Dumper.
Yes.
What did you think about that?
That'd be me post-game. Joined now by the Big Dumper. Mariners catcher, Big Dumper. So big. But
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne, weekday afternoon 3 to 6, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Running your own small business takes courage, and as it grows, so does your team. That's why Alberta Blue Cross offers health, dental, life, disability, and wellness benefits designed for small businesses, because we know a healthy team means a thriving business. Join over 5,000 Alberta businesses who have chosen us to help their business grow and succeed. Alberta Blue Cross takes care of you and your employees, so you can take care of your business. Visit ab.bluecross.ca to find a plan that's right for you.
When gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Skip the couch and hit the Canadian Brewhouse. Your home for every puck drop, every goal, and every cheer. With ice-cold drinks, massive screens, and the best fans in town. This hockey season, our house is your arena.
The Lock Shop.
Last draft, you weren't in it. It went fine. The draft, you couldn't speak. It went fine. The Halloween draft, when you weren't there, it went fine. What's the common denominator between all of these? Jay and Dusty can't go together and push each other.
I don't think that's the case.
I think this is outrageous.
This is unbelievable. You're not even in the draft anymore. And you're still creating drama.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Three updates on some Oilers. Well, three Oilers with undisclosed injuries. Jake Wallman is ruled out for tomorrow's game against Dallas. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins questionable for that contest, while Kasperi Kapanen could return from long-term injured reserve on Saturday. As for Noah Philp and Curtis Lazar, they're out at least another week, both battling upper body injuries. A handful of games tonight. Caps and Jackets match up. The Knights and Mammoth play while LA takes on Ottawa. No Thomas Chabot or Ridley Gregg for the Sens. Chabot upper body, Gregg undisclosed. In football news, Shadur Sanders will start again this week as the Browns play the Niners on Sunday. And for the Vikings, J.J. McCarthy is in concussion protocol following Sunday's loss to the Packers. NFL action, it's the Panthers and Niners kicking off at 6:15. Catch the action alongside Lieutenant Eric down at Sally's Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino on Fort Road. And the Raptors, they're in action, battling for 8 straight wins, having to do it without RJ Barrett. He's out against the Cavs after spraining his right knee against the Nets yesterday in the third quarter. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your Sports Update. Hour 2 of EST Afternoon starts right now.
We're back. Hour 2, EST Afternoons. Went a little late there with our buddy Tim.
Had to. We didn't even get into the whole, what does this mean for the championship?
No, 24. So Piastri and Verstappen are now
366.
24 points back of Lando. What? It's going to be absolute chaos. I don't like to brag. You guys know that. But the F1 League, I'm in third. Coming for you, Barry. I'm not too far behind his second place team. Joaquin.
Wow.
And I got some wild cards still to use.
Go get him.
Let's
like,
go.
I'm Andrea Stella telling you, a young Lando Norris, go get him.
Go get him. Hey, this is hour 2 of EST Afternoons coming to you live from the William Huff Studios. We're about 20 away from hearing the new Screw It, Let's Do It song, but we need 100 thumbs up. So if you just joined the program, if you're listening, you can just slide on over, hit that thumbs up. And the quicker we can get to 100, the quicker we can listen to our new hit. It's a hit.
We need 20 more.
Yeah. What's 20 more thumbs? I know there's a thumb fatigue right now. I know. But let's go. Hey, courageous moment for the Alberta Blue Cross, Joaquin. Every great place starts with courage. Alberta Blue Cross is proud to support Albertans through all of life's meaningful moments. I'm going to give it to a couple of gentlemen, and Coop kind of helped me out with this. Shadur Sanders. How about that? His first start, he gets his first win, eh?
Yeah.
People are calling him arrogant. I like the confidence, man. It's not his fault he's Deion Sanders' son.
No.
Like, give the kid a break. He went out there, he played well.
Can you imagine growing up in that household?
Oh,
holy smokes.
Your dad's like a 2-sport athlete. Well, he probably wasn't born then, but he probably heard about it every single day.
The confidence?
Yeah.
It's unreal.
Oh, you go to school. Are you in? Oh, okay, yeah. And then just follow him his entire life. But there's some stats around it, okay? So Sanders became the 42nd quarterback to start for the Browns since 1999.
Jeez.
Also,
how many? Sorry, since 99?
Yeah. Since 99, 42.
42?
Oh, that's got to be a record, man.
Yeah, also became the first Cleveland quarterback to win his first NFL start since Eric Zaire in 95. Jeez. So that snapped a 17-game losing streak.
Who won?
Tim Couch didn't win his first game? Remember
it's probably
Couch?
Bernie Kosar.
Bernie Kosar.
Did Bernie Kosar win his first game? I bet he did.
Can we name all 42 quarterbacks that have played?
No.
I could probably name at least 10. That'd be a fun little project.
Well, and that's the longest losing streak for starters or people making their first career start since 1950 of any franchise.
I love guys that are confident, believe in themselves. Again, it's not his fault. His dad is Deion Sanders, and you know, like we got to get over that. The kid played his first game. We'll see how he's going to start again next week against the 49ers. So I'll get an awesome look at him. But I saw his highlights yesterday, and he looked pretty damn good. I mean, an interception, sure. He had some bad plays, but he's a young quarterback. It's going to be up and down.
Mm-hmm.
The other courageous moment I want to give to is Kimi Antonelli.
We just heard it.
Yeah.
So have you ever looked at a grainy tire? It looks like it's got warts all over it, right? Yeah, he just rode through them. Crazy.
48 laps on the same tire.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's amazing. So
and to do as well as he did.
Oh, awesome.
So all that the other thing is, you know, the little, like the rubber that comes off those little balls, essentially, it's all over the track, off the racing line. Like then you'll see at the end of the race, to make weight, to make sure that the car is heavier, you'll see drivers drive over that to pick up as much of it as possible, right?
I love when they park and they have a close-up of the tire. Oh, man.
It just looks trashed.
It's crazy. So our courageous moment for the Alberta Blue Cross goes to Shedeur Sanders of the Cleveland Browns for his first career start and his first career win. And Coop just read the stats. Unbelievable. I still want to name all 42 quarterbacks. And Kimi Antonelli for riding for 48 laps on the same tire. That is just unheard of. NFL, Joaquin, Niners tonight. My team takes on the Panthers. Dusty's got a parlay up. I know Jay's play of the day is going to be up, and it's going to be regarding that game as well. Packers beat the Vikings. Patriots just continue to roll 26-20. Those damn Chiefs, Joaquin.
The Chefs? They were
Can't
cooking.
stand them.
Why?
Because the Colts were beating them.
So? No, I was watching that. What? It was 9-0? And I'm like, and then it was what 29? And I'm just like, oh my gosh, this game's over. Yeah. And I haven't been following too close, but I knew that this game was critical for the Chiefs to win and to keep their playoff hopes alive.
They go.
And to see what they did they marched all the way downfield. We got held, had to kick the field goal, but unbelievable. Like, what was it? 4th and 7, and Mahomes hits.
He's so clutch.
Yeah, Mahomes is awesome, man. You might not like the Chiefs, but you have to admire the brilliance of Patrick Mahomes.
I have Chiefs fatigue.
Why?
I just do. Jasmine says, don't sleep on the Panthers. Well, I'm sleeping on them.
No, I don't have to worry about your Colts anymore. They're obviously beatable.
Oh, boy. And I asked our fearless leader, Dustin Nielsen, today, top story from the weekend in the NFL. He says, LA Rams are the best team in the NFL. Stafford's going to win the MVP. What do you say?
This is Dusty covering his bases and his fanboydom for Stafford, right?
Yeah.
Being the old Detroit Lion that you felt bad. I liked him, but I lost a lot of respect for Stafford.
Oh.
But it was off. It was just not a good look. When did you see when they won the first Super Bowl?
Okay.
And at the party, and a girl was like on the stage and just fell right off, and he turned around. It's like, oh my God, and didn't want any part of it. Didn't try to help. Didn't do anything. But I mean, I think both his shoulders come off anyway, so he probably couldn't lift her.
That's a good point. Yeah, it's a very good point. So Niners tonight, go hang out with LTE down at Selly's down at the casino at Fort Road. I think it's a loaded burger special today. So LT is going to be down there for the game. Go hang out with our good buddy down there. Always a good time.
Loaded burger, hey?
And watch the 49ers beat the Carolina Panthers. That's how confident I am. We still got our Screw It, Let's Do It parlay. We're getting close to 100 thumbs. 100 thumbs gets you the new Screw It, Let's Do It hit song from one of our nasties. He put a lot of work into it. Took him about 2-3 months, but he's ready to, we're ready to play it for you, but we need 100 thumbs. Afternoon Inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino. Check out their kitchen restaurant. Sundays and Mondays, it's 50% off the entire menu from 5 p.m. to close. On the other side of the break, we head to Bakersfield, talk some Condors with Ryan Holt here on EST Afternoons.
Some Oilers injury updates. Jake Wallman is ruled out for tomorrow's game against Dallas. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins questionable for that one, while Kasperi Kapanen, who's on long-term injured reserve, could return on Saturday. And all three players are battling undisclosed injury. Meanwhile, for Curtis Lazar and Noah Philp, they'll both miss at least another week with upper body injuries on the ice. There's 7 games on tap. It's Florida visiting Nashville, St. Louis playing the Rangers, while LA battles Ottawa. Thomas Chabot out with an upper body injury. Ridley Gregg, undisclosed, both won't play. On the field, the Browns will start Shedeur Sanders for the second straight week. The rookie picked up his first win yesterday against the Raiders. He gets set to face the 49ers on Sunday, and San Francisco does play tonight against Carolina. Join Lieutenant Eric for the game at Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino on Fort Road. As for the Raptors, RJ Barrett is out of tonight's game against the Cavs with a right knee sprain. He suffered last night against the Nets. The Raptors look for 8 straight wins with tip-off at 5 o'clock. This Sports Update is brought to you by the Capital Care Foundation. Financial financial support deeply affects residents. At Capital Care, whether it's a one-time donation or monthly contribution, every penny counts. Find out how you can donate at Capital Care Foundation.net. Ryan Holt, the play-by-play voice of the Condors, checks in next. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
When you cater with Royal Pizza, you're getting the same great pizzas, pastas, and salads you love, just bigger and built for a crowd. Perfect for teams, offices, or parties, Royal Pizza's catering brings real value around $10 per person. Delicious, high quality, and easy. If you like their pastas, you'll love their catering pastas even more. Visit royalpizza.ca or contact your local store for exact pricing and details.
So come on home, Royal Pizza, still making it great.
Sentinel Storage is proud to partner with Toy Mountain in support of Big Brothers Big Sisters Boys and Girls Club. Between now and December 19th, drop off a new unwrapped toy at a Sentinel Storage near you and bring a smile to a child this holiday season.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino. Celebrate the holiday season with the Tenors' Joy to the World Tour at River Cree, December 19th. From timeless classics to fresh renditions of favorites, the Tenors arrive just in time for Christmas. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Running your own small business takes courage, and as it grows, so does your team. That's why Alberta Blue Cross offers health, dental, life, disability, and wellness benefits designed for small businesses. Because we know a healthy team means a thriving business. Join over 5,000 Alberta businesses who have chosen us to help their business grow and succeed. Alberta Blue Cross takes care of you and your employees, so you can take care of your business. Visit ab.bluecross.ca to find a plan that's right for you.
Hour 2 rolls along here on EST Afternoons. Been a fun show talking Oilers. We talked some F1. We went around the NFL. We still got our Screw It, Let's Do It parlay, but we're very excited for our next guest, Ryan Holt, of course, the voice of the Bakersfield Condors, and he is brought to you by Oil Country Towing, Edmonton's most trusted 24/7 roadside rescue team, fast, safe, and reliable for over 15 years. Whether it's game day or a snowstorm, we work as hard as your favorite team to get you going. Call 780-986-6088 for all your towing needs. And with that, we bring in Ryan Holt. Ryan, how you doing down there in Baco?
I'm doing great, guys. How you doing?
Oh, we're doing excellent. Glad to have you on the show. I think it's the first time you've joined EST Afternoons. I know you've done a bunch of the other shows, so we're very, very happy to have you on the show today. Before we get to certain players here over the weekend, 2-3-2 losses to the Reign there, close games, but what went wrong for the Bakersfield Condors that they couldn't pull out the wins?
Yeah, I think good learning lessons for this young, I'll use the word inexperienced Condors team. This is a Condors team that's, highly skilled, highly offensive, and ran into an Ontario team that's kind of the polar opposite. They're a team that is physical. They're a team that likes to lock things down. And, if you uncharacteristically give the puck away, which we did twice on Saturday night, it's going to end up in the back of the net and they're going to be opportunistic. So I think for, the Condors, I think it's good early lessons here for this team early on. We're still not even 20 games into the season. I think they've had, a long road trip now together, kind of battled through that. They've had some back-to-backs now to see what that's like, and they've seen just about everybody in the Pacific now and have measured up pretty well so far. So I think, difficult weekend, only getting 1 point, got 3 points on the week out of 6. So again, just trudging through it here early on and still finding their identity here through what Colin Chalk would say is the first 20 games of the year is when you really start to identify, the type of team that you have.
Ryan, you probably have to answer this question a lot, and I have to ask it, and I don't want my tires getting slashed in the parking lot if I don't ask it. So how is Connor Ingram doing? How is he looking? And I know it's been a tough start for him, but is his game sort of coming to form as of late?
Yeah, he's had 3 starts since kind of hitting a reset button a little bit. Didn't start for, I think it was 2 weeks there. It was probably 4 games that Matt Tompkins got. There was no back-to-backs in there, but just having Tompkins, kind of reset and recharge. And, listen, credit to Ingram, right? He didn't have training camp. He was sitting around basically all September waiting for, an opportunity to come knocking. Didn't really hear anything from Utah. Ends up getting traded to Edmonton. And I think his last 3 starts have been very good. He won on Tuesday here in this building last week against a good Calgary team and really was a difference maker for the team. I think he's been steadying back there. I think his game itself, right? Just spending time with him, his game itself, right? There's no movement to his game, right? He's a goaltender who is in the right position, can look, like he's not moving quickly at times just because he's in the right position more often than not. And, I think it was a tough situation for him to be put in just from a standpoint of not having played a lot. He's going to get that opportunity here, moving forward, and, we'll see what he does with it, but he's done everything that's been asked of him. So credit to him. He's in a good space. He loves being here. He loves being around this team. So happy for him that he's gotten the help that he needed, and then obviously gets back to doing what he loves.
Yeah, he's probably the most watched and researched guy on the Condors right now, Ryan. So it's good to see that he's trending in the right direction after a tough start. One of the players that joined the squad there recently is Ike Howard. He didn't get sent down because he was bad or anything. It's just a numbers game. Get more reps there. He wasn't playing much here up in Edmonton. 7 points in 4 games. What can you tell us about Ike Howard's game down there with the Condors?
Yeah, he's knocking back on the door saying, "Hey, I'm still
Yeah.
here," right?
Oh yeah.
It's fun to watch. You mentioned Ingram as kind of the name, and naturally, just because of the situation over the first couple of months here, in the organization. But I think an underrated part of this Condors group is how deep offensively this is, just because the names aren't really familiar, right?
Yeah.
Like they weren't in the organization last March, right? Hutson was signed, and now Howard and Szymanski, Mariala, Järventie, was basically away for a year and a half. And Howard's come in and just fits seamlessly. It's fun to watch him and Quinn Hutson do their thing. I don't think many AHL teams can say that they've had, the 2 top college players, arguably on their roster at the same time, from a year prior. And that's what you have in Howard and Hutson. Howard is, just an offensive guy who just has that presence about him and is able to find the back of the net. He's killing penalties as well here too, a bit too, which I think is adding a little bit of an extra tool to his box here that he's trying to check and maybe have that in his arsenal moving forward. But for him to come down and be the offensive threat that he has been and play seamlessly with Szymanski and Hutson, they've been very good. It's really fun to watch them, and it's really fun to see.
Good attitude too, Ryan. From what you're
great
seeing.
Attitude.
Yeah,
great attitude. Sometimes you worry about that. And I just from my perspective, and obviously I have about 15 different hats down here, but from my role, I kind of tend to stay away from guys that come down right away, and even the young guys, right? Because it is a little bit of a quote unquote shock, right? Maybe. But he's been great. And I think having that youthful locker room, I think is beneficial for him. We got a really loose group. We've got a fun group. We've got a fun captain in Seth Griffith. I think these guys are learning on the fly and they're ready for opportunity, whether it be here in Bakersfield or in Edmonton.
Ryan, just having your kind of finger on the pulse, if I remember correctly, playing way too much in the American Hockey League and during my time, sometimes when you'd come in, you wouldn't look at the scores of the big club up top, but you'd look at the injury reports to see if there was a possibility of getting called up in the papers back then, anyways, right? So, but recently, Clattenburg gets called up, right? So, not a guy that's going to put a lot of points on the board, and a lot of times in the American League, usually if someone gets injured, the guy that has the most points gets called up. So how has that resonated through the group, having a guy of a different skill set getting called up to the big club, when in a lot of cases you see it's, sometimes you feel like, oh, that guy's got the most points, get him up here and let's see what he can do.
Yeah, so I'll pull the curtain back. We had a morning bus, and we're going over to morning skate, and usually the coaches already go, and myself and Keith Gretzky, the GM, we're kind of on the player bus at about 9:30, and Gretz pulled Clattenburg off the bus and kind of gave him a tap, and I could hear what he was saying, and Clattenburg kind of gave him the, "Are you sure?" Like, it's almost like disbelief, right? And then once he got back on the bus, the players obviously knew, and they gave him a round of applause on the bus. He's beloved by his teammates. He's 20 years old, and he doesn't know what he doesn't know. Like, he's Colin Chalk calls him a dinosaur, a throwback. He can play though. Like, it's not that he can't play. He's tough, physical. He was first star that night. We got into the 3 fights, right? And he didn't pick any of the fights. They were trying to get him out of the game because of how physical he was. He was clean. He was between the whistles. He was a menace out there. And, if he can bring that to the next level, all the more power to him. Does he stick in the NHL the entire year? No, I don't think so. But hey, enjoy the ride while you get it, man. Like, it's fun. And I think from a player perspective, I think that they see a guy who put in the effort, right? He put in the effort at his trade, and his trade is to be physical, to kill penalties. That's what he did here at this level. He did it well. He made a name for himself early on. Oilers had an opportunity. Oilers needed a little jam, cap space, whatever it may be. This is the guy that goes up, and the guys in that dressing room couldn't have been happy for him.
Ryan Holt, the voice of the Bakersfield Condors, does their PR, joining us here on EST Afternoons. There's so many players our listeners want us to ask you about, but how about the leading scorer, Quinn Hutson? I mean, he was sent down not early, but kind of in the middle of the training camp there, but all he's done is go down there, put up 16 points. He also leads the team in goals. How is this game progressing here? Because it looks like it's a really confident player.
Yeah, you would expect that too here at this level, even though it is an adjustment coming out of college. He's a little bit of an older college guy, right? Like 23 coming out of college. But again, just a prolific offensive guy. He's got to get probably a little better on the boards. He's probably going to get a little bit, stronger. And again, it's a man's game. You're not playing against, like you are in junior or in college, guys 3-4 years younger. You're probably playing against guys that are 5 or 6 years older than you, bearing down on the wall. But just sees the ice so well, finds the open space. Him, Howard, and Szymanski have been terrific together. I just think with Hutson, his shot is what's going to get him, an opportunity and a look at the next level. I think he's a better skater than what he's given credit for. I think that's probably an area that everybody would say that they'd want to improve. But I think he's got an opportunity here. Much like Matt Savoy last year, right? Like, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing at this level, and how that translates to the next level, we'll see. But they're doing what they should be doing here at this level.
Ryan, I don't mean to put you on the spot any more than I have to here, but in the past, it seems like the Edmonton Oilers, the cupboards have been vacant a little bit. But, there's a lot of names right now coming out of camp that I think sparked a lot of interest, I would say, from Oilers fans. In your mind, is this one of the best years that, or one of the top years that you've been part of the Bakersfield Condors in the sense of young talent being available for the big club?
Yeah, I would say it's the top offensive group that we've had in terms of youthfulness, right? You go back to kind of 2019 era, and Tyler Benson was, just as good as anybody in American Hockey League. And yeah, it didn't pan out at the NHL level, but, he got more than his fair shake, I think, in Edmonton over that time frame. And obviously we had the Puljujärvi era early on, kind of in our AHL tenure. But I think when you look at the depth, and it's a credit to the management group, to the scouting group, because none of these guys were drafted, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Clattenburg was drafted, and Matt Capone was drafted. He's on an AHL deal, but you look at it, right? Yarventi came via trade. Mariala, and I told this story, I think, to somebody last week, kind of self-deprecating myself. I didn't even know who he was when he showed up in training camp. I had to go back and look. I'm like, where did we get Viljami Mariala from? Like, he must be an older veteran, he's like 22 years old and ready to start his North American career. So he's been great for the team. And then I think, you have a good mix of those guys coupled with the James Hamlins of the world, who's done really, yeoman's work for this organization at both levels. I think from Hamlin's perspective, Seth Griffith, what he's meant to the organization. Max Jones has been a good veteran. I really do. It's a fun group to be a part of. We're really offensive when we get going. Like, we make plays. We're a zone entry team. We're off the rush. We make a fair share of mistakes, but man, we're fun to watch and we're entertaining, and we haven't lost a regulation at home, so it's great for ticket sales.
Yeah, and just one more player I wanted to ask you about. Bo Akey. He's played 4 games in the East Coast Hockey League. He's played 4 games with you guys. A lot of eyes on this kid. I know Oiler fans are very high on him. What have you seen from Bo Akey?
Yeah, he battled a bunch of injuries obviously the last couple of years, and then even early on in training camp this year. And when he went down to Fort Wayne, it was to get back to just playing games, right? We had Cam Dineen, we had Josh Brown, Carfagna came back as a defenseman who was injured early too, so we were kind of full on the back end. So wanted to make sure we gave him plenty of time, and then a week later, Brown and Dineen are hurt, for an extended period of time, and in steps the rookie and assist in his first game. He moves the puck well. I think he skates very well out of his own end. It's that physical side of the game that he's going to have to continue to improve upon, and you don't necessarily have to be overly physical, but much like a Bouchard at the next level, right? You need to be able to find ways to get your stick and passing lanes to break up plays coming over the blue line. Him and Carfagna do that really well, considering they are undersized. But I think Akey's calling card is going to be his skating, and it's going to be his first pass out of his own end because he moves the puck well. So he's not in a covered role back there on the back end because we were down 2 defensemen on the back end, so he's playing plenty of minutes. We're not protecting him at all. So it's been fun to watch him. And again, like you said, it's 2 weeks into his pro career basically, and continue to let him grow and develop, and be comfortable making those mistakes, because I think sometimes in the past, even with let's use Philip Broberg as an example. If a mistake was made, maybe he was held to it and then didn't see the ice for a little bit. Now you're allowed to make a few mistakes and try to learn from them and try to grow and develop. And it's been fun to watch all these young kids, because they keep me young. I don't know when I became the old man in the room, but we're young, we're fun, and they're all doing what they should be doing.
Next game, November 29th against the Henderson Silver Knights. Ryan, continued success in your role there. All the best, and great coverage of the Bakersfield Condors. Absolutely love having you on. And
I love you.
Love you both too as well.
Well, we got a lot of love on this show. Yeah. Free love, right?
Yeah,
free love. Free love. Free.
Right before screw it, let's do it. So
It's I'm glad you know about that. Just sprinkle a little, Ryan. Don't go too crazy. Ryan, you're the best, man. Thank you so much.
Appreciate
and
it,
like I said, all the best.
Take care, guys. Thank you for having me on, and anytime.
Ryan Holt, the voice of the Bakersfield Condors, does a lot of work. Like you said, he has 15 different gigs there.
Yeah.
But I find that so cool, because you're seeing like all these young guys, like, becoming like pros, and then you got the vets that are kind of AHL guys, and then you got the guys that are tweeners,
Yeah, it's, some of the best moments were my first few years playing in the minors. It's a bunch of guys that don't want to be there. You want to be up with a big team. Then you got the old gristled guy like smoking after practice, and like, it's just, I'm sure it's changed a lot since I was in the American League, but that's pretty cool. And like Ryan said, you have to give a few kudos to the Oilers scouting staff to bring in some good players without having to draft them. Like that's important. That's so important. And it's I think Oilers fans should be very optimistic about the future of the Oilers, because for a few years they're like, well, who's going to replace this? Because you do need maybe a couple of those entry level deals, right, to be competitive. You need a couple of them so you can and guys that can contribute with the matching of some really good free agents or guys that command a little bit more dinero.
Yeah, because Szymanski looked good in preseason. Margiela, the Finnish kid, like he looked good. Quinn Hutson, like you said, he's got to get a little bit better on the board play. That's going to get him. Jarventis down there, a little bit older, but Lepinen, -11, but he moves the puck well. And then you got your vets like Hamlin and Dineen and guys like that. So pretty cool. And I liked his approach where he goes, when guys get sent down, I kind of leave them alone for a bit, you know?
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
Like, I remember passing it was usually in Montreal airport. I would actually pass Fred Brathwaite. Like, he was going up, I was going down, and we'd see each other in the airport. And it was just like the other guy didn't want to be too happy, but you were ecstatic going back up and just so sad on the way down, you know? So
well, it's tricky, right? Because, like, for example, Ike Howard, this hot prospect, spends over a month, and he gets sent down. Like, you don't want to stick a mic in his face right away and be like, how do you feel? Like, obviously he's going to be like, well,
yeah, how do you think I feel? Yeah. But it's a good sign for an organization that he has a really good attitude about it.
Yeah.
And what he's doing is raising eyebrows right now. Like, sometimes you worry a little bit out of sight, out of mind with the big club, because you get thrown down there and they're so hyper-focused on what's happening. You understand it. But when a GM or whatever, you look at the score sheet and you see that, holy smokes, this guy's got 7 points in 5 games or whatever, then you're like, oh, okay, so that's a good sign.
No, and I liked your question about calling up a guy who's not leading them in points. You know, like a kind of a bottom 6 guy.
It sucks, man, because then you get 5 guys that are leading the team in scoring going, well, what the hell do I have to do to get called up, right? So it can breed animal, like it's a meat grinder, and it's not only competitive during games, it is uber competitive all the time, practice, everything, because your ultimate goal is to get up.
You want to be the next guy.
Yeah, you want to be the next call up regardless of who it is.
Perfect. That was an awesome interview. Holt's the best. Ryan Holt. You can find him on Twitter at Condors Holty, and he's fantastic. And I know a lot of people have a lot of stock into what he has to say, because a lot of the players you want to see up here, especially goaltender Connor Ingram. And I like what he said about him as well. Okay, we hit 100 thumbs.
We did.
On the other side, screw it, let's do it. Theme song for the first time, and we'll select our parlay. Don't go anywhere. Continue to slam that thumbs up. We're back after the break.
Some updates on 3 Oilers with undisclosed injuries. Jake Wallman ruled out of tomorrow's game against Dallas. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins questionable for that contest, while Kasperi Kapanen could return from long-term injured reserve on Saturday. As for Noah Philp and Curtis Lazar, they're out at least another week, both battling upper body injuries. A handful of games in the NHL tonight. Caps and Jackets match up. The Knights and Mammoth play while LA takes on Ottawa. No Thomas Chabot or Ridley Gregg for the Sens. Chabot with an upper body injury. Gregg undisclosed. Football news. Shedeur Sanders will start again this week as the Browns play the Niners on Sunday. And for the Vikings, J.J. McCarthy has entered concussion protocol following Sunday's loss to the Packers. And the Panthers and Niners kick off at 6:15. Catch the action alongside Lieutenant Eric at Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino on Fort Road. As for the Raptors, they're on the verge of 8 straight wins, looking to do it without R.J. Barrett. He left yesterday's game against the Nets, spraining his right knee. Tip-off against the Cavs goes at 5 o'clock. Stay tuned to EST Afternoons as we debut a new song next. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
It's wing showdown time at the Canadian Brewhouse. Creamy street corn goes head-to-head with Mexican chili lime. 2 bold flavors battling for your taste buds. Grab them anytime, or just 69 cents every Wing Wednesday. The Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino. Celebrate the holiday season with the Tenors. Joy to the World Tour at River Cree, December 19th. From timeless classics to fresh renditions of favorites, the Tenors arrive just in time for Christmas. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Hockey is heating up, and so is the excitement on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code EST50. That's code EST50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, please use your game sense. At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
We're back here. Last segment, EST Afternoons. How you doing out there? All right. We're going to get to it right away. This was sent to me by Anasi on Friday after the show. Took a lot of time, produced it himself, played all the instruments. The vocals are his. Here is the Screw It, Let's Do It song. Not playing, Coop.
I thought it was working during the break.
No. Well, this sucks.
That's why we got to test those things before. That thing always disconnects, so. That MacBook does not like you. Now I'm on the edge of my seat here.
Yeah, this is...
Hernan. You got to hold up your end of the bargain.
Nope, it's not working, man.
It's not working?
Nope.
You want me to...
Maybe it's muted. No, it's not muted. Nope. Give me a sec. This is... It
is worth the wait, people.
Hold on.
Is it the sound of silence?
Come on, Hernan, make it work. People are... Well, I'll get to my pick then, if this is...
Sure. Yeah, do your pick.
Working with amateurs here.
Well, it's not. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
I think Coop, why don't you come over here and help him? Yeah, there we go. I think I'm going to go with something quite easy. I think this is perfect because of the way that the last game ended for the Vegas Golden Knights, with Mitch Marner giving one of the biggest pepperoni pizzas right up the middle to lose the game. But I'm going to go Mitch Marner point.
Oh.
Okay.
I like it.
Like that one?
Yes. Nope, it's not working. Not working.
Send it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Send it.
Sorry, guys. For some reason, the stupid thing is not working.
If we hit 200 now, we'll play it.
Everyone, make another account real quick.
Well, I mean, yeah, I sent it to the Gmail. Here you go.
All righty. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. All right. Marner point.
Marner point.
Okay. You're going with good old Mitchie, eh?
Did you see that pizza?
Yeah, I did.
That was bad. That was really bad.
People are not impressed with me.
No, they're not.
Oh, I'm sorry. I am a pleasure delayer. Reed would not be happy with me. So as soon as you have it, Coop, just let me know, because we got to get it rolling, or we can't cut into Reed Wilkins. Reed will kill us. Okay. I'll make my pick, I guess. You guys ready for it? No. Actually, I don't know what I want. Let's go with a...
Oh my God!
I'm going Dylan Gunther point. That's what I was going with.
The Mammoth?
The Mammoth.
Okay.
We just need Coop.
You sent it there, Hernan?
Yes. Still not there?
No.
You might need a new computer.
You sent it to my Gmail.
No, the EST. Here, hold on. I'm just going to try something here. This is getting ridiculous.
What is happening?
It's time to make a party. Cards on the table tonight. We never talked this honest, but this might save our lives. We don't do it often. Tonight might be the night. Screw it, let's do it. No delay. Let's take a risk today. No sense being safe. We need a huge payday. Push all the chips, no play by play. Screw it, let's do it anyway.
Anyway.
You're scared of every maybe. I'm tired of staying small. We've read the rules for years now. We never tried to break the wall. What if losing nothing means we never win at all? Screw it, let's do it. No delay. Let's take a risk today. No sense being safe. We need a huge payday. Push all the chips, no play by play. Screw it, let's do it anyway. If we fall, then we fall together. Bare feet on the edge of forever. Tell me yes, don't you dare say never. This is our call. Our call. Our call. Screw it, let's do it, no delay. Let's take a risk today. No sense being safe. We need a huge payday. Push all the chips, no play by play. Screw it, let's do it anyway. Let's do it.
Wow.
Let's do it, no delay.
All right.
That was amazing. Who sent that in?
What a banger. I got to give credit to our boy Kelvin Van Dasselaar for sending that in.
Amazing.
Put that up for Nasty right now. I'm putting it up in the file.
Just on brand for us too.
Yeah.
Boy band.
Boy band.
Love it.
Yeah. The video's coming out soon.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Let's wait till you see Coop. Okay, Coop, we need your pick.
Okay. Trevor Zegras point.
Ooh.
Against the Lightning. Leading point scorer for Philadelphia.
Interesante.
Okay.
All right. If you like that song. So going forward, just whenever we have this segment, we'll do the screw it, let's do it. And if we win, we'll play the whole song. If people want to hear it. All right.
That's going up for Nasty.
Big shout out to Kelvin for that. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for that.
The music video will have us slow-mo getting hit with Donair meat in a shower.
All right. Let's hope you like. If you liked it, slam the damn thumbs up and give another thumbs up for Kelvin. All right, we got to get out of here. Big shout out to Tim Hauraney from TSN and Ryan Holt, of course, of the Bakersfield Condors for joining us. Reed Wilkins, Jay Milne, got a loaded show coming up here. We'll have the parlay up shortly at Play Alberta. For Joaquin and Coop, I'm Hernan saying thank you so much for joining us. We love ya. Enjoy Monday Night Football. Chowders.